I know it's been forever. Thank you for joining us here in the Ladies Lounge with Jazz and T. Of course, I am Jazz.
And I'm T.
And
My
thank
phone
you
wiggling.
so much. Yes, because we're shiny right now, okay? We've had, I'm telling you, y'all, it's raining, it's traffic. My friend has been around the world in 2 hours and back. Let me tell y'all, it is crazy outside. Thank y'all so much for joining us here tonight.
Yes.
How have you been, girl? What's
I've
been
been
going on with
good.
you?
I've been good. Of course, you know everything that's been going on, but to the audience, thank you for everybody that's been tuning in.
And thanks for everybody's been patient.
We've been MIA. We
True
didn't
that.
forget about y'all. We didn't forget about
Not
our
at
shows,
all.
but it's just been busy. And I'm pretty sure y'all understand. So we was like, we needed to do a show tonight to honor the moms. Mother's Day, happy belated Mother's Day to every mom,
Every mom,
every aunt, even if you're not a
cousin,
mom,
yes,
you take
everybody
care
of
of somebody.
influence.
Yes.
Even the dads that's, and it's crazy because I'm starting to feel some different type of way about this, but they say, women about women and fathers, they're like, we're the mom and the dad, so we can
Right.
celebrate Father's Day too.
Nah.
I don't agree with it, and I think it's
know.
greedy. But to the fathers that feel like, geez, if y'all can celebrate Father's Day, we can celebrate Mother's Day too, because we're both. Congratulations to y'all too. Whatever
Right.
the case may be, if you're taking care of somebody, you doing it. Thank you for doing it. We need more people like you, and we appreciate you so much. But so go back to what you were saying, like what's been going on with you?
Whew, just enjoying life, enjoying motherhood, which we talking about Mother's Day.
Yeah.
Because Mother's Day to us is every day. Um, we get it one day out of a year that people acknowledge it. People who might not say Happy Mother's Day or you're doing a great job, they'll say it to you.
Yeah.
But do you really need that acknowledgement? No, but is it good to hear? Yes.
Yeah, it's a thankless job. It feels good to hear. Of
I
course.
think overall, just as a person or human being, you like to get a pat on the shoulder to say you're doing a good job,
Right.
whatever it is. You want to look at being honored or looking at some type of way when you know you're doing your work. As a mom,
again, it's a thankless job.
As a mom, it's like, okay, for some reason the kids feel like we have to do that. Yes. Yeah, we have to. When you birth a child,
The
yes.
only thing you gotta do is birth them. They responsible for the rest of that.
So you have to birth them, and you are responsible for them. Even when we know when you hit that 18, we say, "Who I can't wait till my kid get they 18, and I don't gotta take care of them no more." That is not a true statement.
Not at all.
It's not.
Not at all.
I mean, you have kids that go on and they may never ask their parents for anything, but it's not even the fact of asking your parents for anything.
It's just knowing you got
You're still taking care of your kids because maybe when you go visit them, you say, "I'm gonna cook breakfast for you," because you're in their home, so you cook breakfast. They may need help with the grandkids. I don't know, you may have something coming up, a birthday party or something, and your mother or your father's there to help you or to, contribute to that event.
Or to corral all the kids.
Right.
Kids be doing
so it's not about to say, oh, when my child reach 18, I don't have to take care of them no more. That's an ongoing thing.
And that's funny because me and my sons. Okay, me and my baby dad had that. I was supposed to say my son's father. He's that too, but
your son's father.
He is. He plays position. But the thing is, it's much easier for me to say baby dad because son's father is just so much longer. But he was like, I told him because Jagger is turning 11, and I was like, we got 9 more years of communication and we done, player. He was like, aren't you extending it a little bit? I said, well, do you want to stop right now? Because I mean, we can cut the communication right now, but at the same time, I know that there are things as a mom that I can't answer. There are some situations that I know would better be translated through his father. And although we were joking, but I understand that's a real, I don't even know if we were joking. I will cut communication tomorrow. it's a real life situation
Right,
that
right,
can
right.
and will happen, you
Right,
know what I'm
right.
saying, in people's daily lives. And I think
Well,
about that, like what's gonna happen
yeah,
after he reaches a certain age and when he stopped wanting to communicate with me because I'm a woman and because he may feel that I may not understand what he's going through, or maybe some things that he's experiencing that I can't explain. He may want to communicate with his dad about that.
right. And that's true because my thing is, the mom and dad does not always have to communicate, which I understand.
Yes.
When it comes to young, the young kids, yeah. But after a certain age, no, they don't.
Right, right.
But I do think that at some point, your kids, your young adult kids, I'm not even talking about, I ain't talking about like 30, 35. I'm talking about like
Hey,
even
sometimes them
21,
too.
22, 23, whatever.
Yeah.
In the back of their mind, they do wish that maybe their parents do get along.
Yeah.
It's not to say like I wish they would be back together, but just to
Even
say,
if they do
dang,
wish that, but just I wish that they could even just communicate and have a regular
yeah,
conversation. But when you get older and you grow up in a family or you grow up in an environment where both of the parents are not on the same page, you tend to lean to one more when the other feels a
right,
different type of way. And because the two don't communicate or cannot communicate,
right.
you choose what you decide, and
Or
that's
what
just
you can say and what you
or
can't
what you
say.
can and cannot say, because it's going to be secret with one and secret with the other, but you choose to tell two different stories because you know how each one is going to react.
Right. Because what about your child hanging out with mommy? Mommy shared good news about whatever's going on, whatever. And this child just want to share it and talk about it with the dad. But they like, oh, I can't say nothing
Yeah,
because I know my dad is
it's going
gonna
to feel some
be,
type of way.
yes, or
Yeah,
vice versa. So we do gotta think about the kids, but even though we may think about the kids, you also do gotta think about the other person where you don't want to damage the
the relationship
child
with the
with
kid
the
and the other
child,
parent,
right?
even though regardless to how you feel. So again, happy Mother's Day to those who are mothers, those who are women of influence on a young child's life, those who help out, regardless to how it is, whether it's picking the kid up, dropping them off, whatever the case. We appreciate you, we love you, and we want to share from two moms.
Yes.
Thank you so much for doing your job, even the dads.
Right, right. So, how did you guys share y'all Mother's Day? What did y'all do? Did y'all clean around the house? Did y'all relax? Did y'all read a book? Maybe y'all went to work.
Because
You got
sometimes
something you got to
Mother's
work,
Day isn't necessarily about flowers and candy.
and it's
Sometimes
not.
Mother's Day is about relaxing, right?
Yes.
So for my Mother's Day, I had to like make my kid do stuff.
Mhm.
And he made me a card and it said, "To the greatest mom ever,
Mhm.
from Jagger to mom," because I'm not sure who made this card, right?
Mhm.
So the funny thing was there was no words inside. It was just a $20 bill. It was just like, okay. It's like,
Aww.
okay, shut up, mom. You're great. Here's some money. So I found it funny, but I also was like, you know what? That's definitely my kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love you. Okay, here you go. So I did that. I mean, I got
Mhm.
that from him. And then he came back later and, he handed me another 20. And I was like, well, damn, am I overpaying you for something?
Right,
Because,
right,
you got
right.
a lot of, but it made me feel good. And of course, I got flowers and candy and, breakfast and lunch cooked and I ate good. And of course, housework. Like, that's just I like what, I wash clothes a lot. It's just, I don't know. I don't want to say I like it.
Mhm.
It's just something I do. Maybe it's calming my nerve. Maybe I don't know what it is, but I wash clothes a lot. So I was able to wash clothes. It made me happy.
All right, so you had a chill, relaxed
I
day. So
really
we're gonna
did.
read some comments, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna let y'all know how my Mother's Day went. Dee said, "Oh, he got the hot face." Hey, Dee, thank you for
Yes.
tuning in.
Hey, Sheena. Thank you,
Quay,
friend.
Yvette, thank you. Stephanie, hey,
Yes.
beauties. You ladies are beautiful, though. Just want to throw that out there. Oh, thank
Thank
you,
you.
Dee. Very true.
Awesome.
Dee said, "Woman, I'm sorry," with the heart. What you sorry for, Dee?
Hey, I mean, it happens.
Sheena
Sometimes we're
said,
single
"Hey."
moms, sometimes we're not.
Tammy said, "Good evening, ladies." Good evening, Tammy.
Hey, Tammy. Yep, Yvette said keep
Thank
up the
you,
work,
Yvette.
girls.
Aunt
Thank you,
Yvette, I
thank
will
you.
see you in a couple of days.
Yes,
Keep up the good works,
congratulations.
girls. Thank you.
Yep.
So let me tell y'all, and this is where it comes to the motherhood, or just, acknowledging even your kids, what they do for you. Now, of course, we went out as a family, me and the kids, and my mom, my mom and Kiki, and the kids. But they've been planning this Mother's Day outing for a couple of weeks. So we didn't ask no questions about it. We was like, they got it. They got it under control. They doing their thing. But when it come time to pay the bill, the bill is way more than what they expected.
Uh-huh.
And
they had good intentions.
They had good intentions. And it's because they done added the 6% tax, which DC adds.
Yeah.
Your I can't even get
gratuity.
Gratuity, yeah. I'm sorry,
I got you, friend. Don't even worry
they
about
done
it.
added the extra taxes. They done added, what else? It was some other stuff they done added, just extra stuff.
Thoughts.
Yeah, extra thoughts. But the kids was just like, so when that bill came, me, my mother, and my sister looked at it like,
excuse me?
So who's gonna pay this?
Oh my God, I would have paid money to see that face. Oh,
but you know what? They did pay their part.
Yeah.
They paid their part.
Right.
And yeah, we did come out of our pockets too, which was not the plan.
But oh well.
But we did.
Yeah.
And that was okay.
Mm-hmm.
It was okay.
Babies tried. They did it. Hey, listen.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's funny because I know this was a plan. It was like, listen,
that was okay.
We're gonna go here, and this is the
right.
plan. So I appreciate them for even putting forth the effort.
That was okay. So that's a sign of motherhood. You know what I'm saying? Like, you accepting what your kids doing for you. They're not perfect. Because we are not perfect as mothers neither.
Hey,
definitely
because we
not.
do sometimes get that unexpected bill. Yeah. Like I said, I was going to treat you for your birthday, but I didn't even know that was going to go down.
Yes, we're definitely not perfect. So that goes the same thing for our kids. They try to show the appreciation, and it just didn't work out. It worked out, but you know what? We had to step up as parents, and we did what we did.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed my day. I really did. I really, really did. And I just kept telling them, it's okay. It's okay. Y'all did y'all part. We out here. We having a good time.
But I still know how they felt. As I still know how they felt. Like, man, I was trying to come through. But, it's awesome that they even attempted. You know because
Maya did. Maya was like, I seen her in her little mood. You know how Maya get. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, Maya, it's okay. Shake it off. It's all right. It's all right.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I know how I would have felt if that would have happened to me. I really do, but I appreciate her for trying it. And the thing is, like, for me, Mother's Day is very emotional, right? Because my mom is not here, so it's like I feel every kind of way because I still celebrate the moms that are here because I understand what a blessing they are. And to see, young women, young kids going out their way, spending their hard-earned money, because when I was a kid, I had to be responsible.
Right.
But I know kids that worked at my age. I started working at 13. I know kids that worked at my age that didn't have to be responsible. It was play money. Right. So kind of that's how they live their lives now. Like, this is just play money, but except it's a little bit different because now they have responsibilities as to where I have been responsible and having to participate in paying this or, chipping in on this or just doing it because I want to, because I realize the sacrifice my parents made for me. So for the girls to do that, for the boys to do that, for y'all, is amazing. So, kudos to them for even, attempting. I think so. So how did you all spend your Mother's Day? Tell us about what you did. We want to hear some funny stories. We want to hear, everything you did to make things, awesome for other mothers. So what we did, we had opportunity to go to a shelter. That was awesome. Y'all, and let me tell you something. I felt like Maya did because I had an issue. I was one bottle short. And I swear on everything, I wanted to take the one bottle back to the moms because I was like, you know what? I went this far. Why not continue? Why not complete the job? But I realized that it's about what I honestly, truly had in my heart to do.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And the other moms didn't mind sharing with the other mom because they were all displaced for whatever reason. And we were able to bring them some joy and some
Yes.
happiness.
And
we,
and that felt really, really good.
it
And
really did.
even the next day, the manager of the shelter, she called me and she said, I want to thank you, you know, for coming out here and y'all doing your thing. She said one of the moms is leaving today, but she was just so happy of the notes that she got in her card. Because what we did was we had people that we knew sign the cards with just words of encouragement.
Yep. And actually,
and they were just people that
another event.
Yeah, those they were people that they don't know, even though they were people, some people that we knew.
But they didn't
just
know
to
exactly
have
all
those
what was
words
going on.
of encouragement. When it comes to a mother, let me tell you, we all know is no rules to this. And again, we are doing our job that we're supposed to do as a mom, but it's nothing wrong with still wanting to get a high five or kudos or okay. Like, you're an awesome mom.
And
because we never know how our kids is gonna view
us. You also
us.
never know the situation gonna end up in. We're sharing, you know, we're high fiving moms that's displaced. Can you imagine how you feel when you got all your kids and you living in a shelter? You're not used to your accommodations that you're used to having. Even if it's little or nothing, you're still somewhere completely different. Your kids is like, what's going on? You're doing the best you can. That is a struggle, y'all. And it's crazy to try to explain it to a child and they looking at you dead in your face. You know, like, you can't lie, but you also can't lie. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to sugarcoat it and make it seem like what it ain't, but you also don't want to put them in a position where it's more stress on them.
Right. And you never know how that child gonna look at you. Because we even gave McDonald's cards to the kids, and let me tell y'all, they were so excited because we like kids love McDonald's.
Yeah, they was like, we do,
you know, and it was just like, we gotta do something for the kids too. Even though it's Mother's Day, we gotta do something for the kids. And I'm gonna thank my mom, and here we are to my Mother's Day.
Your mom is awesome. She came through. We never knew how that was gonna serve us later on, did we?
Because the McDonald's gift cards came from her. So these kids were happy that they received this, because as a kid, you just be happy, like, everything go out the door when you get gifts.
Yeah. As
kids. So that was definitely a good feeling. And it was not a feeling to get something back in return. You know what I'm saying?
The thank yous were good enough. And just to see the smiles on the kids' faces, it was amazing. Yep. So also, let me ask the audience a question. If you could do anything for your mom or for another woman, your grandmother, what would you do to make them feel appreciated? You know, not even if they didn't participate in your life and you watch them raise other children. That's another thing you got to think about. Sometimes we want people to serve a different role in our lives, like our parents and our grandparents, but they end up not serving that role in our life and they serving in someone else's life, and you see how they grow up. You know what I'm saying? And you see the contribution they made to someone else's life, but they couldn't make it to yours at that time. I know it makes you feel some type of way, but in all honesty, at least they contributed to making someone else's life better, you know, because there was a lot of times when I was growing up and my mom had her struggle with drugs, and I would go to school and I would see, well, my mom, I could tell the way she braided. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's people that I knew. So I could tell she braided this kid's hair, that kid's hair. I'm like, well, is you not going to braid my... It would be little things like that because you're young and people would, you know, I wouldn't even say bright. It would be grateful. You know what I'm saying? It would be grateful as to where I would take it advantage. Right. I would say, oh my God, it's too tight, which it would be. Because she was heavy-handed and I'm tender-headed. You know what I'm saying? I would say, oh, it hurt, it hurt, it hurt. Whereas another kid that's like, ooh, thank God, because honey, I was looking like something else. Right. You know what I'm saying? So are you able to appreciate outside of the circumstances that you dealt with, which I am?
That's good. No, that's actually good, Jazz, because somebody might look at it like hating, jealousy, or you ain't do this for me and this and that.
And that's how it was when I was younger. I felt some type of way, but then one day she just Sally, my mom was a very keep it real person. She was like, you hate when I braid your hair. You won't even sit still. You won't even let me get a comb through it. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be. And then I had to be real myself, like, true. Where's mama? Because you be rough.
Right.
You know.
So you had to.
So I
accept
had
that.
to,
Right.
and I was like, well, what kind of scalp y'all got? Because she hurts me.
Right.
But the fact that whatever they was dealing with in their life, whatever hurt, I'm not saying it was like bad hurt, but she's just, you know, some people do your hair different.
Right.
So whatever they were dealing with at home, I had to take into account, or like, damn, maybe she is actually impacting these children, you know, helping, and they little girls. You know what I'm saying? She braiding the hair, putting the beads on. She braid my hair, put the beads on it.
Right.
I can't think because my thoughts is braided up. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, other people don't, everybody don't feel like I feel. So I had to drop my, I don't want to say my hatred, but my jealousy towards the other children that was coming and be like, girl, I seen your mom last night, she did my hair.
Right.
I'm looking like, I know she did your hair because it looked, she was going to do my hair, but I couldn't do it. So are you able to appreciate outside of what you got at home to know that maybe sometime a person can't do what they would like to do for you, but they can do it for someone else, and someone else can be thankful.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And I think that's kind of normal as a child because we don't know. You know what I'm saying? I think that's kind of normal. But you have to have, you know, the adults or somebody that is I don't know, somebody that's understandable or that knows, I guess somebody to talk to you to say, don't be that way. You know what I'm saying? Because if you got somebody in your life as a child telling you, yeah, your mom did this. Yeah, your mom did that for that person. Yeah, your mom did this, but she didn't do this for you. She didn't do that for you. Then you'll have that mentality growing up like hating. And I hate to use a hating, but that's what it is. You have that mentality.
Hey, it starts
jealousy or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if you have a role model in your life that's saying, no, look at it from a bigger picture.
Yep. And I was the only child, so
you know what I'm saying? Look at it as a bigger picture.
I had it every way. I had it like, she don't care about you, da, da, da. And then I had, listen, girl, ain't nothing, your hair get done regardless. Like, you know, what you worried about? Like, that's nothing. You know, let her do her thing for whenever she doing it. And when she can be who she needs to be to you, she will be.
Right.
So again, thank you all for joining us. We have a comment. We have a couple comments. Keisha. Keisha said, "Hey ladies, I'm here." Hey Keish, thank you for joining us. Randy said, "Hey ladies, Jazz with the red flare hair I like." Well, you know me, it's that time of year, of course. And then Yashida Galloway said, "So love what you ladies did. Hope you're feeling better, Yashida. I want to say that get well wishes to you. In the event that you're not well, you're not out, we wish you get well wishes. We can't wait to connect with you." So she said, "My oldest son didn't have money as he left the house after our breakfast. However, he did return with the most beautiful card that really spoke the words that pertain to our relationship and one little rose, as he just didn't know how it meant the world to me." I can imagine.
Yes. And and you know what, like I said, that's
it's a
what
little
it
thing.
Is. And like I was just saying earlier, when the kids said they want to take us out to eat, but we wound up also paying too, I can't get mad at that.
Yeah, I understand.
Like I cannot.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna get mad because
no, she's not.
No, I do understand. Let me tell you about my kid.
No, she's
First
not.
of all, he already tapped me for this honor roll situation. I've been paying, and you know I've been whining, right? So everything I told him I was gonna get him if he made the honor roll, he remembered from September, right? So I had to come through on all my wishes. So
and you did.
I did, and I was mad. I was swole up. I was like, you weren't even supposed to remember that. Y'all don't even know how much I done paid this kid out. So when he forgot when I woke up, and okay, I was rude. I was like, "Where's my card?" He was like, "It's in the room." So he went and just wrote some stuff on a card, but I knew I was joking, but honestly, it meant everything to me. But when he slapped that $20 in there, I was like,
And even though
Come on off the rest.
even though that's $20 you probably gave him, but he
Yeah,
was
it is.
saving it for
It
you.
is. He
though.
was, and it was so funny to me because I'm like, man, if this is not my kid, like it was just,
Right.
it was funny to me, but it just meant the world to me that he even paused me enough to say, "It's in the room." He didn't think about it
Right.
because
right,
you know
right.
he was quick on his feet, but he did take the time out to prepare a car for me and help prepare breakfast and all that
Right.
good stuff.
Right.
But I was like, I need another $20.
Right.
That's what I said. But
So
I know I'm gonna give it back to him. You know what I'm
right.
saying?
Yeah,
But
it's definitely gonna come back around. It's gonna come back around even for lunch money, a
yeah,
haircut,
yeah,
and all that. It's gonna come back.
Yeah.
It's gonna come back. I mean, it's
but
going to.
it was funny because I was like, man, listen, he shook me down. So I feel that today is Mother's Day, and he didn't know how I feel.
Right.
But y'all don't judge me. It's just I'm trying to teach him a lesson.
No,
You know
it's
what I'm
not
saying?
judging.
I'm just
no. It's no.
But we're
It's not
saying it's not judging because you know the relationship that me and my son have. But
Yeah,
for viewers,
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
want y'all to
yeah.
think like I'm a bad mom, but I want y'all to
No,
understand
it's-
that I'm also teaching him a lesson.
Right.
You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right,
That
right.
nothing comes for free, and you understand you have to work for what you earn.
Right. Right.
You know, so it's not that I'm not gonna give it back to him, guys. I'm not that. Yes, I am. I'm gonna go buy groceries.
But it's still coming back.
Yeah, it's
Stella
all
said,
fine.
"Hey fam, hey
Yes.
Stella." Yashida said, "Thank you so much, ladies." Frederick said, "Good afternoon to you both."
Hi,
Hey,
Frederick. Thank you for
Frederick.
joining us.
But anyway, thank you guys for tuning in.
Thank y'all so
I know
much.
we are so behind,
We
so
are.
behind.
It's so much we
And
have to catch up on.
We are gonna be back on track,
Yes.
but it is
Give us a moment, because even with the book,
right.
even with the book, yo, we got this amazing book coming out, right? Woman to Woman. Make sure y'all cop that book. Because honestly, we are just two regular women and not doing regular stuff, but we, you know, our lives are very not normal.
But we're not doing regular stuff.
I don't think we are doing regular stuff, because on top of the regular stuff, we're doing other regular stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? Not saying it's abnormal, or not saying no one else can do it, but I'm just saying on top of the everyday chaos of work, getting the kids, you know, it's other stuff we're doing on top of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's definitely something you need to read, because it's, wait, I keep swearing. Do I, friend? Because I was just looking, I kept going like this. I'm sorry, guys. So either way, what I'm saying is that on top of the things that we are preparing for this book, it's just helping other people deal with situations that maybe you just don't know that you're not the only one. Yes. Or maybe you haven't heard from anyone else that, hey, we've dealt with it too, or we're dealing with it too. You know?
Which a lot of it has to do with self and motherhood too, though.
Yep. Self-motherhood,
just
dealing with people on a different...
Yes. Motherhood, relationships.
Yeah. Relationships with self.
Self.
Yeah. How you look at yourself, how you view yourself. It's so good.
So much.
It really is. It's so good. Much. And it's so much to elaborate on, y'all. So.
And it's 9 chapters, which is
small.
Real little.
Yeah.
The book might be chapters. Like this.
Might be like this.
But you will
it's
get
a quick
so
read.
Much.
Just like I say about my book, you know, 5 Diamonds, I say the same thing. It's meat and potatoes. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have a lot. I know I have a short attention span, and I know people that I know have a short attention span. That's how we wrote this book, for people that just need what they need from the story that we're trying to convey. Like, Tamara's really wordy. You know what I'm saying? Like, she will explain in detail everything, and it's not a bad thing. She's really wordy, and it's good. But in this book, we bit that. We had to bite that down, and for me, we had to expand.
No, but you know what?
It is good.
Not going off topic.
Yes,
because
we are.
not. It's going off topic, but it's not, because we still talking about mothers, and the book is also about mothers. So it's not going off It's not going off topic. Woman to woman.
Women are mothers.
Yeah. So it's not really going off topic.
All so right, we're gonna put that together like that.
We are.
Okay.
So I'm wordy, Jazz not. So we had to find some way to make it wordy, but not wordy. I don't don't know. Y'all might not understand it.
You will understand
but
when you
y'all
read it.
will when y'all read it.
When you read
And
the
just
book and you
knowing
see our personalities,
personality,
right?
y'all will definitely
You will definitely
understand
see it,
it.
right? But it took me to have to expand my words because I just want people to read it and understand what I'm saying. But because I know that we took a lot of words out, like when we do our talks and our seminars and things like that, we'll be able to expound upon a lot more versus trying to have you read it and you pissed off because we use a lot of words to describe. We're happy.
To me, again, that's will be depending on a person. Some people like to be wordy, some people don't.
No,
So
it's not that we don't like to. It's not like I don't like to be wordy. I just like to be wordy in person.
Nah, I get that. But
No, maybe not even then.
You would never be able to satisfy one person.
No.
Like it's always gonna be just
No,
like
no,
motherhood.
yep.
You never know what satisfaction
You
you
gonna
will bring to
your
kids.
kids. You know, and that's
we
why
try it
that
as
is
mom,
funny.
but you just never know because you
That's
can
why
say when people say I didn't raise them that way or they was this or
Yep.
they had this, they
Yep.
had that, at some point, I don't know, at some point it's a cutoff. I don't know. I can't say I don't know because I know where my cutoff was for me and my mom. So I understand the cutoff. But with me and my kids, especially my daughter, my son, I haven't reached that yet. So, but I know I'm there. But at some point, it's a cutoff. And you just don't know when that cutoff going to be. It could be 12, 16, 25, 35. I don't know. But I mean, the cutoff to say, whoo, they got it. Finally. You just don't know. You just don't know.
You make me clutch my purse.
But you just pray to
but that's
God
why I
that
said,
they just
listen, y'all. I have to have
Oh.
another kid before 75.
Girl.
I'm gonna have another kid before 75 because I always think about what if the one kid I have don't like me when I get older. Like, you know, have you? I may be the only person that think that, but what if your kid don't like you? Like, what if they? And I'll tell you this because I have a story, right? And it's not gonna be wordy, but it's gonna be a story.
Mm-hmm.
After our show one night, am I lying? After our show one night, I had a phone call. Somebody called my phone and they dialed the wrong number. It was an older lady.
Oh yeah, that was weird.
It was crazy. It was an older lady. She called my phone, and long story short, she had Alzheimer's, and she was telling me that she didn't know where she was. She was locked in a room. She had used the bathroom. And I say to her, which I don't even know why, I said, where are you? I can't break you out of the bathroom. But I think it was because I know that I have an older woman in my life. That's all I have in my life. And I love her to death. And I want somebody to do it for me, to check on her, to make sure she's okay, right? So I'm asking her where she is, and she can't tell me where she is. She can't tell me her name, right? Mm-hmm. But what she did do was tell me her son's phone number, which is similar to mine.
It was like one number off.
Yeah, it was very similar to mine. So what I did was I called the number that she gave me, and she told me it was her son. So I left a voicemail message, but he didn't call me back. So I ended up calling the cops, right?
Yeah, because we both was here. The cops was like, "Ma'am, where are you? Where you live?" We like, it's not us. The lady's not here with us. Yeah. She's at another house.
Yeah, and we don't even know where she at. So, you know, as her memory slipped in and out, which it did, she was at one point she was able to tell me her name and spell it, and her son's name and spell it. The cop did the cop thing that he does, was able to Google it, find out it ain't like she around the corner. She was way up
in Rockwell.
Yeah, somewhere in Maryland, which is nowhere near close to us, right? So when I spoke to her son, he was so, I'm not going to say arrogant. Maybe I am. But I don't know the relationship. I don't know what brought him to that point. So I'm not going to judge that man. But he was so lack of empathy for me.
Right.
It pissed me off and I started to get aggressive.
Right.
I was like, look, listen. Like, you know, I felt like, but maybe this is something he deals with all the time. You know what I'm saying? But I know for me, if I was that lady and I had one kid that acted that, you know, gave off that energy, like he didn't have time to figure out what was going on with me, I would want at least one of the two jokers to be like, okay, maybe mine might be a little dramatic,
Right.
but
But
I'm still going, take time out of my life and my day to make sure my mom was good for me
right,
because she made sure I was good growing up. So
right.
that's why I say it's necessary for me to have another kid before I'm 90. I didn't say when, but I think like that. And
Right.
I wonder if other people think like that. I mean, because people that's already 2, 3, 17 deep, they're like, oh my God, girl, what is wrong with you? But
Right.
I just know that everything in the world, sometimes things turn.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless if it's my fault or your fault or the universe, however it
Right,
works out.
right. Well, yeah, that's true. So, are you saying you're gonna have another child?
Yeah, eventually. I mean, I ain't really got no date or nothing. Eventually I am. Somebody's gonna do it.
Right. Somebody's gonna do it.
Somebody's
gonna give you a child.
Yeah, somebody's gonna have to deal with me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not sure who.
Right.
I ain't write that script,
Right.
but I just think that it's important to try to you can't say control your kids, but try to build a bond with your
Right.
children to where they know, like, no matter what, thick or thin, we are blood and I have you. And that's the relationship that my mother built with us. And I'm not going to lie, my mother she wasn't always the angel or the princess of peace or happiness or anything. A lot of times she was very chaotic, very, unpredictable. You know what I'm saying? But that's also what made her life what it was, that she enjoyed, that we ultimately enjoyed, because a lot of her is in us.
Right. And I think too, even with you saying that, Jazz, with you having your child, your son Jagger, at a later date, date and age.
Yes, ma'am. Old as
that
hell.
sometimes you can think further, what you want. When somebody like me had my child at 18, my first one, you don't really think about that. You just think of like, I got a child. You don't think about college. Let me tell y'all, you do not think about college. And I'm not saying y'all in general, because I know I have a lot of people, my Facebook friends, who have kids that's my age and everything. So I know y'all understand. But at 17 and 18 being pregnant, we don't think about when it's time to go to college. We don't think about when it's time to get a job.
You just drove around the universe today.
Yeah, you don't think about that. We just like, I'm young. I'm a kid myself. I'm having this child, and we do what we need to do. And I think that's why when we are parents of 35 years old and have a 16-year-old, 38 and have a 21-year-old that I'm about to have, we push them so hard because we don't want them to be the same situation. We don't want them. Not to say you can't make it in life. It's not saying, oh, your life is gonna be sucky if you have a child this young. But it's like, I just don't want you to go through the struggle and the headache of just dealing with it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we push them more, because when I was 20, not to say that my mother didn't push me, but shit, I was 20 with a child and married. You get what I'm saying? I was 20 with a child and married. That don't mean my mother didn't want me to be better, but it was just like,
this is a circumstance.
Yeah, I want her to be better, but I want her to be better now with a child and a husband.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So now I got to include my grandchild in this better life that I want for my daughter. Also with this husband.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So as the mother, you like, this wasn't my plan when my child was 20 years old. You didn't see that.
Yeah, you can't foresee these things, y'all.
So you don't know. So motherhood is a battle, but it is worth it. Don't matter what.
And it don't matter the age. It's always a battle.
It's worth it. It's a battle.
Yeah.
But just pray to God that it just turns out the best for you, and you could smile and just be proud of your kids.
Yep, and always, if you always have him as your fourth going light, everything will be fine. So thank you all for joining us. Allie Newbie, thank you, boo, for joining us tonight. She said I agree. I had my oldest at 25. It was still very hard. I push her. No, I have my oldest at 25, meaning her oldest daughter is 25, I'm
Mm-hmm.
assuming. I push her. Not my baby is going to Bowie State. I love her drive and how she's becoming a beautiful young lady. I meant now. Oh, she said now my baby is going to Bowie State. That is amazing, Allie. You know what I'm saying? You know, parents, we want so much more for our children than what we had, or
Yes.
even not even what
Yes.
we had, but it's even what we tolerated at that age. Like, you know, I want even my son. I want his endurance to be more than mine.
Right.
I was hell, but I also want him to be hell even more because it's a
Right.
lot of things that I allowed and I accepted at an earlier age, even now in life. It's a lot of
Right.
things that I've allowed and accepted that I feel that I don't want my son to even give it that leeway.
Right.
But because he's a man, I have to try to approach it differently. It's not like he's my daughter.
Right.
So I have to try to
Right.
approach it from a different emotional standpoint. Like now he's going to middle school. That's a struggle. Now he's going to middle school, and as to where I grew up with everybody I knew,
Right.
we are, even though we've been here forever, we are still foreigners in this land.
Right. Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Because this is not your home.
This is not my home. My family is not here.
Yes.
So I'm trying to teach him, like, listen, even though you're gonna have older influences, because in elementary school you're in 5th grade, everybody else is younger, so you're the influence.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have older influences, and I need you to know how to be able to deal with them, whether it be good influences, bad influences, bullying. It's different things I have to prepare him for. But I think because he's so strong willed,
Mm-hmm.
from home from the beginning, that it's gonna be difficult to coax him into doing something he don't want to do.
Right.
I feel that way, but I need to make sure it's that way. You know, and I have to. That's where it comes to working with both parents. You have to. I'm working with the daddy and stuff. You know, I want my kid to have friends. The daddy may not want my kid to have friends, but
Yeah,
you know what I'm
because
saying. I'm trying
could
to
be
make
so,
something
and that could
different.
be so hard because when you got one parent saying, you know, you don't need this, do that, and then you got the other parent saying, no, 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 do this. That's what I said. That's where it comes when the child is like a tug of war.
Yeah.
Which way should I go? Which way should, and then if the child choose one parent, then the other parent may feel like, oh, they did a poor job. Can you imagine as a mother? And not to say that the fathers cannot feel that way, because I'm when I tell you, I will never ever take away from the fathers. And and people that follow me or know my story, I'm in two situations. I got baby daddy, father that's not in my child life, my oldest daughter, and then I got the one that's in my son's life. But he's been raising my daughter since she was 2, so that's what she knows as her dad. She knows who her biological daddy is, but she knows who her father is that's been taking care of her. Mm-hmm. So when you have one pulling this way and one pulling that way, mm-hmm. you just never know what way the child is going to go. And one parent may feel like, I failed. You know what I'm saying? But you never know what that child is. But you got to keep saying to that child, listen, I don't know. You got to keep saying to that child, like, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. You got to make a decision. You got to make a decision. You got to make a decision. There's no right or wrong. Which route you choose.
We love you anyway.
We love you anyway.
Yep. Yep. And we hope they love us anyway through our mistakes, throughout, you know, them growing up, because a lot of times we still have to grow up ourselves. So listen, we're about to close out, but we have a couple more comments that we want to read.
Continue.
We also have Allie, she said we do, and she's exactly right. Yashida said exactly. It's about being better, pushing them to do better than we did by teaching them the circumstances that will be faced. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Actions, consequences. That's just what it is. Yes, you can get through it by, why put yourself through it if you don't have to do it at such young age? Yeah. My son is now at an age where I constantly tell my son stories of struggles, me being 16 and pregnant with him at 19. Mm-hmm. And that's very real. You didn't really, I think that's what I read. You probably didn't say it in them words, but maybe I jumbled it, but that's what it seemed like it said. But it's very important for them to you to relate your story to them at their age so they can see how real it is. You know. And it says, my son at 19 starting to show all the fussing I've been doing and screaming. His father has been doing has meant something, and thank God, no babies.
Yes.
Did I mention me and his dad is in separate houses?
And I think that's the main thing. I think the main thing for the young ones that had our kids such at a young age, I think that was our main thing to say, whoo, thank you passed that age. Because like I said, I had my daughter at 18. She's about to be 21. So I'm like, whoo, she passed that age. Do I want her to have a baby at 21? Do I want her to have them 22, 23? No. But
she did. She out of high school.
If it happened,
yeah.
I gotta deal with it. Yeah. But do I wish he can wait longer?
A little longer?
Yes.
Yes, of course, because there's so much growing to do.
She don't reach my age. She has even done more.
Yes.
So I will be like,
yes. Okay, and then we have Rick. Roger Morgan. Hey, thanks for joining us. He said at work, but I had to stop by for a sec. Time's up. Back to work. Jeez, that was really exciting.
Well, thank you for tuning
Ladies,
in.
I support the real.
Love.
Keep giving it to us raw and uncut. Yes, Uncle. Of course you know I will. Also, Yashida said, lastly, ain't no lastly, girl. If you want to keep this conversation going, keep it going because it's a very important topic. Lastly, me and the father used to, oh boy, battle. Never seen eye to eye. I scream, thank you, Jesus, that we have finally developed a good relationship to help develop our child at this day and age. That is very important. And it takes
let me tell you.
Time.
It does. Let me tell you. I'm not even about to get all into it because
girl, that's a whole hour show.
Yeah, 3-hour show.
Yeah.
But yeah, I understand Yashida because the same thing, if it was up to my daughter father, I'm the worst mother. To this day, after freaking 21 years, I still talk about him being a so-called bad dad, whatever.
Yeah.
But I never did that I never talked bad about him to her.
That's another thing that's hard.
I always waited till she's seen it on her own. Yeah. And it's not to even say he's a bad, I don't even want to say a bad dad. Because you're not bad. People just don't know how to deal with certain things the way other people do. I'm just saying, are you really considered bad? I don't know. You just don't know how to deal with it. So I'm not going to say, yeah, you're a bad dad. I'm just saying, you just don't know how to handle it. You don't know how to.
Awesome.
You don't know how to deal with it.
I don't know how to deal with it. Listen, parenthood ain't something that come with a manual. We all don't know how to deal with it, but we suck it up. But that
don't mean you're a bad person. Like I said, because you might not handle something as somebody else that may. I'll be dang if somebody tell me because I ain't handle something the way they did, they telling me I'm a bad mom.
Person. Yeah.
Oh, I'm a bad person because yes, it's all hell gonna break loose. So I can say all day, yeah, you ain't been in my child life, this and this and that. You a bad dad. No, you just don't know how to deal with it. You just don't know how to accept it.
I don't know how
that's
to deal
just
with
you as a person. But that's just you. Because I don't want nobody to ever call me a bad person. Because I don't think I'll be damned if I'm a bad person.
Of course, we never think that about ourselves. But at some situations, you do handle things badly.
Badly, but that don't mean you are a bad person.
So what are you saying? You handle being a dad badly?
But does that make you a bad person? Because you may be a good dad to maybe your other kids. You may be a good person to...
And being bad is subjective.
To something. But
I agree.
Are you just overall a bad person?
Being... yeah, that's a good question. Being bad is subjective. It really is.
It depends. Does that make you a bad person overall? What makes the difference of being a bad person in this area and that area? I that's one of those to each his own.
Yeah, it really is a subjective situation because being bad is all in what you determine to be bad as a human. What the person that's accusing, but guess what? At the same time, they can say, "Well, you ain't do X, Y, and Z. You a bad mom." You know, how does that feel being thrown back? So That's
no,
a good question.
I'm telling you, that's true.
What? Oh, okay. So what we're
We
gonna
have
do is
another
give y'all
comment.
homework before we close out. We got a couple more comments, but the homework is what determines a person to be a bad parent. I read an article where a woman and her husband had 10 kids, and the police went in the house because the oldest boy ran away. He was 13. How you? Oh Lord, that's a lot of kids. The oldest one is 13. You got 10 after. So anyway. The oldest kid ran away. He was reported missing, but when the cops came to the home was covered in trash and feces, and the kids had torture marks on them. And it was from the dad, according to the mom. But the mom was there, right? So it makes you a bad parent. So y'all tell me. That's your homework tonight. Y'all, and it's on Yahoo. I'm sure it's still there. What makes you a bad parent? So, before we go, we have a couple more comments. We have Latondra Hall. She said, babies are expensive. Yes, Lord. Jazz, first off, what's up, cuz? Hey, boo. I've been through this. My mom in Ohio, my dad was in Concord, New Hampshire, where I'm at. I'm 22, no kids, and my mom never told me anything about my dad being bad. What a blessing. NEM is awesome. I didn't understand why my mom and my dad was not together, and trust me, I understand now, because now you see a different side of the person that you didn't see, right? And the person that you did see, like you completely understand. I dig it. But what I can say is my mom did the best she could to raise me. She did her own, and it takes a village to raise a child. The whole Parker, Morgan, and Sandusky family raised me. Amen.
And you know what? And that's why what's her name? Latondra?
Yeah.
And Latondra, and that's what I'm saying. That's one thing I did not do with my daughter neither. I truly waited till she seen it on her own. Yeah. Because I at an early age I had to accept and learn, like, this is just not what I thought it would be. Yeah. Having a child at this early age, you thought that you was in love, and you thought you was gonna marry your high school sweetheart. Not to say that people don't, right? You know what I'm saying? But you get pregnant in high school, you marry on, you continue. Some people do. High five, enjoy it, kudos to you. But that wasn't my life.
It don't always happen that way.
I just thought that probably would have been my life. Yeah. But it didn't work that way. So I had to
adapt and overcome
and adapt to that, and not put that hatred in my daughter's head, because I felt that I didn't have hatred towards him or just toward people. I don't have hatred. To say you hate someone or just to have that hatred, so
that's
it's like
a dark place to
how
be
can
in.
I don't want to raise my daughter that way, to say you hate this person, you hate this man. But if she wanted to, I probably could have tried in so many ways to say, baby, don't do this, don't do that. But if she wanted to,
like, don't reach out.
Now about to be 21, and if she felt that she had that hatred in her heart and in her mind, honestly, I don't know no more to say. Yeah. Because I feel that I did my part to try not
now
to make her feel that way.
Yeah.
Right. So now she can make up her own mind. But because I raised her to not, and I thank God that she's not that person. She's just like, it is what it is.
Absolutely. So that's
you
all.
What we deal with as motherhood.
Yes.
Everybody's story is not my story.
Everybody's ain't my story. Because trust me, this story could go on and on and on. But we want to thank you so much, y'all, for sitting with us for this hour, sharing your story in JT Ladies Lounge, sharing your truth. If you want to continue to come, mother to mother, woman to woman, hashtag WTW. That's the title of our book. So if you guys want to continue the conversation, please feel free to do so on this thread. You can send us an email. If this has sparked another topic in your mind, send our emails to jazzandt@yahoo.com. Yes. We said we was going to write this down, right? But we didn't.
We got it.
So we do, friend. Go ahead. We got it.
JT Ladies Lounge.
Yes.
at yahoo.com.
Yes. Facebook. No, it's not. It's jazzandt@yahoo.com.
JT Ladies Lounge on Facebook. Y'all have our personal pages. Yes. Y'all know how to find us. Some of y'all even have our personal contact
phone
Keep it
numbers,
going, keep
DM
it
us.
going,
We
keep it
are
going, keep
so
it
open
going.
to having this conversation, continuing it, and we will see you soon. Love you all.
Thank you.
Bye.
Happy Beyond Wednesday.